What's up YouTube? What's up world? This is Marky Mark back with another video. Today is going to be Vlogmas video day 6. I'm talking kind of funny because I had some tooth pull today, so bear with me. So getting to a serious note, I guess most of my subscribers would agree that the world we're living in nowadays is totally different from the world we grew up in 20 years ago. It's real crazy, especially here from my home in the Virgin Islands, St. Thomas. I'm not sure how many of you guys have heard, but there was a broad daylight robbery and shooting at one of the jewelry stores in Havensight Mall. That should never be happening. Never in this small town like this. But because it is happening, we have to take note. And that brings us to the topic that I want to discuss today is security. Wanting us to be aware of our surroundings wherever it is we live in, even if it's on a small island of St. Thomas, St. Croix, St. John, Water Island, that we must be vigilant and be aware of our surroundings at all times. So I'm going to go ahead and roll the clip for you guys to see the broad daylight robbery that took place, and then we'll be discussing that today and things that we can actually do to be vigilant in protecting ourselves today. Alright, so if you haven't seen the footage before, you just got to see it. And yes, this is happening in our small little, not even fully 32 square mile island of St. Thomas. This is something that you would expect to see up in the States because it has happened. We have had some cases of some youth doing a smash and grab up in the States. And this is the same thing that took place down here in this tiny 32 square mile island of St. Thomas. It should not be happening. First thing I was thinking about is they pull up in a stolen vehicle, a minivan, which I'm thinking obviously wasn't stolen that very morning. It may have been stolen like the day before, and obviously whoever it was stolen from did report it. You're on a small 32 square mile island. How hard it is to spot a big minivan. It's a Honda Odyssey that would have to traverse to get to that location, one of our main streets here on the island. To get out of Havensight area, it's only one main street heading either way, either west or east, and they had to go one of those directions once again. Yeah, how did they get from where they were going, driving a stolen car? Because every time I go driving, whether it's to work or wherever I go, I at least come upon at least one police car on the road driving either before, behind me, or oncoming. Because the island is real small, but that's just the way it is. I would see at least one cop car on my way, my little 10-minute drive to work. So I'm like, why wasn't there an APB out for a stolen vehicle? We have to do better, basically. Our cops have to do better. The VI finders have to do better in anytime anytime we get a report of a stolen vehicle, we have to make sure that APB is out for this vehicle. Every cop who's on the beat, or even if he's not on the beat, you are off duty, every cop should be aware that, hey, look out for this vehicle because it may be used in the committing of a crime within the next 24 to 48 hours. Because nobody ain't gonna hold on to the vehicle that long without doing what they have to do with it. And it's from watching TV shows, unfortunately, the first 48 hours is the best time to really ramp up your investigation and so forth, because after that the case starts getting cold and cold. Every day after that it gets more cold and cold. Understand? Unless somebody comes forward. And we down here in the VI is a kind of thing where nobody want to be a rat head, and so nobody want to see anything. Everybody want to keep their mouth shut, and that just end up making the situations worse and worse. But I mean, I can understand back in the days doing that, you know what I mean, having a slave mentality or whatever. You don't want to rattle your brother or whatever. But we all look the same down here. We are majority. You understand what I'm saying? So why can't you help your brother? Why don't you look at your neighbor as being your family and help aid in investigations? Because basically what happened is 2 people got shot, a security guard and somebody who was just shopping for, like, let's say, imagine if it was me, I would have been vexed. I got on there shopping for a family member of mine's going to buy some jewelry or whatever, because it was a jewelry store that got robbed. Okay, I got to slow down, because whenever I get and you may not understand what I'm saying. But honestly, going to a jewelry store just to buy something, a piece of jewelry for a family member at Christmas time, for the holidays, and you just there and randomly some guys drop out, mass gunman jump out of a car. That's a scary ordeal in and of itself to have to go through. Number 2, to be there innocently and you get shot. You understand? That should not be happening along here, guys. And we have to do better. We have to do better as a community. We can't even blame it on the police. We have to do better on a whole as a community to make sure everybody is safe. We have to do our part to make sure we are safe. Be very vigilant in looking at your surroundings before you go on, because that vehicle, well, I saw an empty chair where I normally see the security guard sitting at. I don't know if he was on lunch or whatever, but long story short, the security guard wasn't sitting outside where I normally see him sit. And when the minivan came in, it made some very interesting maneuvers that if a security guard was standing outside and properly trained, you'd be able to know that, hey, these guys ain't up to any good. You know what I'm saying? Something's up. So having the security outside at his post would have been good in helping to deter that from happening, because once again, they weren't even sure of what they wanted to do. Then moving along, it's our youth. I've worked with youth for many years, and there's a saying that we used to say coming up, they still probably say it only takes one rotten apple spoils a bunch. It could have been just one guy who's a ringleader who decided to tell his friends, hey, yo, this idea I get. And plus there are many movies talk about all these kind of things, and they're seeing this stuff on TV, on the internet, of people doing the smash and grabs, and they just take one idiot to have the idea, and all the rest of the friends chime in and say, oh, they're gonna go do it. Because our friends growing up who families were well off, their family members, their father was even like into construction and stuff like that, and they went and did robberies and stuff like that too, and they didn't have to. But it's the way that some people have influence over other friends. Some friends don't even want to do it, but just to prove something, you know what I'm saying, that is bad man or whatever, they want to go ahead and do it too, and so forth. So as I was saying, going back to still on the safety tip, please let us be vigilant. Let us not be with this stupid mentality about, oh, I ain't want to be a rat head and this and that, blah, 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 and so forth. People's lives are on the line. Literally, 2 people got shot, and they're in, I'm not sure the condition right now, if they're in stable condition, but when last I heard that they're basically hanging on for their life right now. So hopefully they make it through and so forth, but no Virgin Islander / any worse yet, God forbid, any tourists should be put in that position, guys. Okay? And for you young guys out there, yo, we love how you, we don't want to see how you doing nonsense. That's nonsense how you doing to go out there and rob another person or whatever. Find a job. There's so many things to do right now in this time, and I've said it so many times on all other videos too. That's why I'd really love to work with other people who would like to come alongside me. I don't have the money, but I have a lot of ideas, and if I could get the funding, and I sure there's funding out there, so forth, for different projects and so forth, if I could get the funding, I'll be more than happy to start doing some things that would help young men in the islands. I mean, get into the IT field, do stuff with like how I do with the solar panels and all them stuff like that. I would be more than happy to teach everything I know to the youth to help them keep them off the streets. Number one, teach them something that they could be valuable, and also give them something that they can do instead of doing this nonsense of broad daylight robberies and so forth. So anyhow, I don't want to belabor the fact and everything so long. I want you guys to give your comments, opinions, everything down in the comments below. I love the VI. The VI is my home. The VI is my home. As I say, you heard me say in my other videos or whatever, Atlanta is my second home, but VI, me love. You know what I mean? I'm VI till I die, all the way. You know what I'm saying? And I want people to continue coming here. I want people to see and us be rated as such a high crime area that people start coming here. Then I don't even lose my job and so forth like that, like how I lost due to when the pandemic broke out. I don't want that to happen again, honestly. You know what I'm saying? So let's come together as a community, and let's bind together and let's do something to make this world on a whole a better place. All right, so this is Marky Mark signing out, as I love to say. VI to the world. Peace.